Hey guys, Stitches here, back with some more videos in the Beyblade Day Battlefest 2025. This is the last day of the Battlefest, meaning I will be concluding the Beyblade Day 2025 videos. If you watched the last Beyblade video, I'm not sure if I marked it as Beyblade Day 2025 or not, but the last video I did was an unboxing of the 25th anniversary set, and in that came several remakes of previous bays. So I kind of pivoted and decided that the Project Crossover bays will be most of these final matches, with very few exceptions. And so first off, we'll start off with the two remaining members of Team Blade Breakers we haven't done yet, being Tyson Granger's Dragoon Storm, there on the left, and Ray Cohn's Driger Slash. These are Beyblade X remakes of plastic generation Beyblades, so they tend to go a little crazy. And without further ado, I will bring them closer so we can each take a look at them. So to start here, we have Dragoon Storm. Dragoon Storm, despite its appearance, is actually a left-spinning Beyblade. It is one of the only ones in Plastic Gen. And it is used by the Plastic Gen, or the Bakuten Shoot protagonist, Tyson Granger. This version comes on the 460 ratchet and a tip that comes on pretty much 3 of the 4 protagonist bays, being rubber Accel. It's pretty similar to the Accel bit, except it's got a rubber tip here, as you can see denoted by this blue. And this little elevation piece here. I will actually go ahead and grab my Accel bit, just so we can compare them. So we can see here that they're pretty much the same shape, except rubber Accel is a bit wider, and it has that elevator. So, yeah. Meaning that because this has a rubber tip and it is left spinning, it means it is going to be very, very aggressive towards other bays as long as they are in the opposite spin direction. Sorry about that. I had a conversation with somebody real quick. So because this bay has a rubber tip and is left spin, it is going to go pretty hardly aggressive pretty hard against Driger. And speaking of Driger, let's talk about it. Driger's name, interestingly, was changed to be pronounced different in the US. Its name is technically Driger, but I think most people just say Driger. So, anyway, here is Driger Slash. The stickers are peeling off because of how this bay is shaped. Despite its shape, it is actually a right spin, so you can see here there's like some upper. It gets good upper. Pretty similar to Dronzer, but they did make the shapes a little different. But Driger, the Tiger Claw attack ring and the Flame Spiral attack ring, kind of, they're pretty similar. They're considered like left and right variants of each other. In Plastic Gen, they actually do have some different geometry. But I mean, obviously this is tiger motifed. Oh, there's a sticker peeling. Oh no. What sticker did I peel off? Yeah, I wish we got Driger tattooed. If you noticed on Dragoon, it was tattooed, so yeah, Driger kind of goes for these slashing attacks, but also has pretty round for some good stamina. It comes on the 470 ratchet, and you can see there's some blue from battling it against Dronzer. Is it 470 or 480? Hold on, let me go check my box real quick. It's 480. Sorry, not 470. So Driger slash 480, and then point. Point is a tip that's like a flat tip, but it's got a small little tip or a point there. So when stable, it acts, well, more like a stamina type, and when it tilts, it acts more like an attack type. Anyways, as per usual, I will be battling the bays out in 3 different stadiums. First, we will be starting with the Beyblade Burst Dynamite Stadium, using a rule set more derivative of Burst, which has knockouts and spinouts in their old rules, and Burst finishes in their old rules. No Xtreme finishes. Then we'll move on to the Hasbro Xtreme Stadium, and then the Takaratomi Double Xtreme Stadium. I'm just moving my other 2 stadiums around in the back, don't worry. And, yeah. As for how I'll be deploying the bays in this stadium, because they are opposite spin, I have to use different launchers. Driger will get this regular string launcher. It's not a special one from the set, but rather it's just my one from what am I trying to say? It's my one from Impact Drake. But for specifically Dragoon, Dragoon was used with a very special launcher in the anime, being this Dragon Winder. Or at least this is the Beyblade X adaptation of it. This ripcord is longer than a regular official winder, but it's shorter than the green long winder. So, if you remember, I mentioned that in the Dronzer vs. Draciel video. And, yeah, that video actually got a lot of views, by the way. It like, at the point I'm speaking, it got like 600 views. Or something like that. Which is just nuts. So, yeah, Dragoon will be using this, and because of their tips, I will be using Driger first. Remember, each round goes to 5 points, so it's a best of 9. And yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. Dragoon there with a knockout, gaining that first point. Driger went on the offensive there. I'm also going to put on gloves real quick because I just realized I wasn't wearing my gloves. That's probably really weird to be like watching these videos in order and then you're like, why doesn't he have gloves in this one? Well, it's because I came down here and started recording and just kind of forgot. So the score is now Dragoon Storm 1 to Driger Slashes 0. So 3, 2, 1, go. If you're wondering why I chose Driger and not Dronzer, it was just because Driger hasn't been featured yet in the battles. Originally, Driger actually wasn't going to get featured. Anyway, that was Driger's point. I believe that was Driger's point. Was it? I have to go back and check now. I spaced out a little bit. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, it was Driger's point, but I wanted to double check. So I am flipping points. So the score is now 1-1. 3, 2, 1, go. Go. It seems like this stadium may actually be messing up Dragoon quite a bit, because the score is now Driger 2 to Dragoon's 1. So honestly, like, I may switch to using the long winder without a grip on it. So, you know, 3, 2, 1, go. Dragoon, and Dragoon just fell off the table. God damn it! Ugh, Dragoon fell off the table, but got a knockout, putting the score at 2-2. So, you know, interesting. I am going to count that because it wasn't a snipe. Dragoon did hit the stadium first. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, it seems like Dragoon might have had that for a moment. I was actually kind of doing some strategic maneuvers there. But Driger gains a 3rd point, where Dragoon is still stuck at 2 points. 3, 2, 1, go. Dragoon really isn't getting much points in terms of stamina, so it's definitely going to lose a lot. The score is Driger 4 to Dragoon's 2, so Driger is about to win if he can just clutch the next match. So 3, 2, 1, go shoot! I'm actually not going to count that one. I didn't have Dragoon all the way on the launcher properly, so I actually kind of flubbed it there. So 3, 2, 1, go. That is definitely Dragoon's out there. That was just a good defensive maneuver by Dragoons, or by Driger. So the score is Driger 5 to Dragoons 2. Dragoon is not doing well. I actually expected Dragoon to do best in that stadium. So Driger just kind of clutched that win, though. Anyways, next up is the Hasbro X Stadium, and with it comes new rules. First off, while Survivor finishes are 1 point still, and so are burst finishes are 2 points, knockouts can now only be gotten in these 2 pockets and are worth 2 points. And up here in the top Xtreme pocket, rewards 3 points for knocking your opponent there. Being knocked actually out of the full arena doesn't count for anything if it's not through a pocket. So I'm wondering how Dragoon will do here, actually. Rubber Accel does pretty weird for extreme dashes. So I am honestly just curious to see what it'll do. Go shoot. And Dragoon manages to beat Driger, though it may have been a little unfair because Driger did extreme dash from what I saw, so you know, do with that what you will. There is a reason why I say if you think I call points weird, let me know. Alright, so Dragoon is currently at 1 point where Driger is at 0, 32 and go shoot. Dragoon fell off my launcher system. Dragoon getting some big attacks, but Driger's defenses don't let up. And it looks like this is Driger's point as a survivor finish, so the score is now 1-1. Flash on the Xtreme line there, I think. And Dragoon bullies Driger around, putting its score at 2 and Driger's at 1. Using this Dragon Winder is actually going to get a little tedious because I have to switch between the launchers and reload and everything. 3, 2, 1, go. Shoot! Dragoon jumped around there for a second. Dragoon gets a 3rd point by a survivor finish. So the score is 3-1. Go shoot. Dragoon battling Driger head on, but Dragoon just doesn't have the stamina. So the score is Dragoon 3 to Driger's 2. It could be anybody's game, people. So, you know, don't think that it's over until it's over. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Gonna relaunch that. That was a bad launch on my part. Go shoot. Extreme dash by Dragoon there. Driger is actually slowing down. But the score is now 3-3. So Driger is now managing to tie up the points. So 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Ooh, and Dragoon takes the win 6-3 with an extreme finish, meaning Dragoon Storm is our winner. Honestly, that one had a little more of an unpredictable outcome. I wasn't expecting Dragoon to do so well, because normally bays with the rubber Accel tip don't do very well in the Xtreme Stadium. But we'll see just how Xtreme Dragoon can handle it with this double Xtreme Stadium. As you can see, in addition to the rules provided by the Xtreme Stadium, there is now a second Xtreme line in the stadium there, that red circle. What this provides is it provides an area for an extra Xtreme dash. Additionally, that area has no exit. Also, it gets exposed more by this motor. So sometimes you'll hit it and sometimes you won't. So the stadium decides when your Xtreme dash ends. Both bays are each at 1 match point win, so we just got to see now who will win this. Three, 2, 1, go shoot. Driger's being much more calm this time. Trying to play more defensively. But that doesn't work, and Dragoon gets a knockout. Puts Dragoon's score at 2, while Driger's score is at 1. Or Dragoon, Driger scores at 0. Three, two, one, go. The bays there did not make any contact, so I'm actually going to call a redo on that one. I am trying to be impartial here, even if I do think that Dragoon is a little cooler than Driger, which is kind of funny, because Driger is a balance type. But yeah, this and the next 4 battles are going to be all project crossover stuff, mainly featuring Dragoon, but also featuring the other bays. And then the last 2 battles go to 2 particular matchups I liked. So, anyway, Driger. Anyway, the score is still Dragoon 2 to Driger 0. Dragoon going for a big extreme dash there, but honestly that may not have been the play because Driger just defends and really just carries everything from Dragoon, putting the score at Driger 1, Dragoon 0, or Dragoon 2, not 0. So the score is Dragoon 2, Driger 1. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. That was actually a bad launch. Dragoon fell off the launcher there. Score is still Dragoon 2 to Driger's 1. 3, 2, 1, go. Score there is a survivor finish for Dragoon, putting its score at 3 and Driger's score at 1. Ooh, Driger switching up, going offensive. Ooh, and it completely tossed up Dragoon there. Putting Driger's score at 2 and Dragoon's score at 3. Three, two, one. I didn't time my launch right. I've been trying to time the launches so Driger stays actually calm. Just barely, Dragoon takes that point, putting its score at 4, where Driger's score is still at 2. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh. Driger's score is now at 3, and Dragoon's score is at, I think, 3 as well. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Dragoon is pretty hard to grab because of its overall square design. So, the design Dragoon is more of a square with upper versus a big smash attacker, like it was in the original, prevent breakage issues. anyways, so let's see. Score is still Driger 3, Dragoons 4. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Extreme dash by Dragoon, but Driger manages to clutch it with some close attacks there, putting the score at 4-4, meaning this is a sudden death battle. So can Dragoon clutch this? And the answer is actually no. It seems like Driger won that. But just to be sure, I do want to do one extra battle. If I can actually get Dragoon on the launcher. So yeah, Driger manages to get the win there. So Driger manages to get the win against Dragoon there. However, in the anime, Dragoon actually won against Driger because Driger's Blader Ray actually surrendered the battle. So that's pretty interesting. So yeah, Driger won, and you know, I hope that was an interesting video. I'm sorry if any mistakes were made in scoring at all. That's kind of why I did the extra battle, to see what would happen there. But yeah, Dragoon makes these battles go by quickly. This is only 20 minutes. So, oops, I accidentally kicked the camera stand there. But yeah, Dragoon's pretty fun to use. It's pretty crazy. You could see that it wasn't really doing what bays normally do, and the big reason for that is because of the fact that it can't extreme dash as easily. It can't extreme dash as easily, so Driger actually does kind of suffer from... Or so Dragoon actually kind of suffers from extreme dash and low stamina. Additionally, because the stadium is not circular, it's oval in Beyblade X, it also kind of suffers from that as well. Rubber Accel is also kind of a big tip for it. I personally would have put it on more of like a rubber flat, like a more akin to the size of flat, or maybe even thinner. But, you know, it is what it is. But anyways, yeah, that'll be it for this one. So if you think I made some mistakes in scoring, let me know. If you enjoyed the battle, definitely let me know. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time on the next episode of the Beyblade Battle Fest.